Big Don Tom, you have been found guilty of being a shit Elden Ring player. How do you play? Your Honor, I plead innocent. I think I'm pretty good at Elden Ring. Order in the court. You are dog shit, Big Don Tom. I sentence you to play the entire game as Gurranq. No! What is up, my beautiful and beloved troglodytes? Today, as you've already probably guessed by now, we're beating Elden Ring as Gurranq. Shout out to this one comment, because they were the one who suggested it. Anyway, that's enough dilly-dallying, let's get to it. You never really get to see Gurranq's face, you know, when you're playing Elden Ring, so I made him how I imagined he'd look. You know, he's got a big old nose, he's like a dog-looking ass thing. This is my interpretation of Gurranq. And hey, now we can all finally learn how you spell Gurranq, because I'm pretty sure out of every single comment I've seen, maybe one or two of you have ever spelled Gurranq correctly. Even myself, when I'm like making my notes, I don't spell Gurranq correct at all. I didn't even know there was a Q in there. Anyway, the run starts like every other run does. We grab the finger and find destined death. Little reference for my Elden Ring fans in the audience. Hey look, we made it to Limgrave. Hey look, it's the church that I physically can't stop myself from mentioning every video even though it's really unimportant. I then went and said hi to Melly and she was so happy that I remembered she existed that she gave me a horse. Anyway, my beloved troglodytes, it's time for us to go do all the basic starting bullshit. First things first, fort height. What happens at fort height? Fort nothing. I grab the medallion and leave. And while I'm in the area, I grab these tears because they're pretty good starting tears. They're on screen if you really care what they are. And you know, as well, while I was in the area, I decided to go get the axe talisman, which may be the best talisman in the entire game. Not from like oh, it's really overpowered standpoint, but it works with like every build and is really fucking easy to get. And my beloved troglodytes, you already know what's next. We go grab the physic that's here and the tier of miracle that's also at this church. Hey look, a magical mystical portal. I wonder where this could possibly lead. And of course the portal leads to my main man Gurranq, so I say hi to him, but I am Gurranq, so this is a weird time paradox now. Let's not question it too much. Comment hi Gurranq in the comment section below, please. And you already know I did the parkour side of the beast sanctum. I got Gurranq's dagger, and I'm not even gonna try and pronounce this shit, my beloved troglodytes, because I know myself, I cannot pronounce the fucking whatever the fuck it's called. And obviously I grabbed the Dragon Crest shield talisman while I was down here, because damage negation is damage negation. I then did a little bit of backtracking so I could go fight one of the boat ladies, and of course I won. I could put my controller in a washing machine, turn it on a spin, and it'd probably still come out victorious, because this bitch is easy as fuck to kill. I killed this random old lady so I could go get a death fruit, and you know what you do with death fruits? You go feed them to Gurranq. And of course this is the Gurranq playthrough, so that's immediately what I do. I go straight to Gurranq and I give him his death fruit. And this allowed us to get the claw mark seal, because Gurranq does, you know, dabble in a little bit of incantations. He also gave me the eye of a beast so I could detect if there was any death fruit about. And then Melly appeared, and she decided that she was going to kidnap me and take me to the round table hold. But unfortunately for Melly, I had grander plans. Them grander plans were to go to the ball spot. But keep your pants on just yet, my beloved troglodytes, for we are not quite grinding our balls. We're here to cheese the Knight's Cavalry. But unfortunately, I am dog shit at the game, so I did die to him one whole time. But after that, I actually convinced him to jump off because I told him that if he lived, I'd make him watch the entire fire giant fight. I then returned to Limgrave and I went past Roderica and I said hi to her, even though she's completely useless because I don't use summons in these videos. We still love and respect her as a person, not as a tool. But unfortunately, I had to leave Roderica because there was a real reason I was here. The death-touched catacombs, because yes, we're doing the entire Gurranq side quest, so I have to do all these little stupid fucking dungeons. It's a fucking start dungeon, it's in Limgrave. Of course, absolutely nothing interesting happened here, so I kind of just ran it all the way through until I got to the boss at the end, which was a Black Knife Assassin, which I guess is kind of cool, but yeah, it's dead now. Look at it, it's dead. There was a death root and a chest behind him though, so yippee. And of course, you already know I immediately went and fed Gurranq this death root because I need my little upgrades. Oh, that's what I would be saying if he didn't give me fucking beast fling or whatever the fuck it's called. I would do more damage flinging my actual shit at people than this little fucking incantation does. Anyway, with that absolute disappointment out of the way, I decided I was going to go to the Liurnia of Lakes for some reason. So I took the hidden path at the side of Stormveil Castle. But hey, my beloved troglodytes, would you look at that, we made it to the Liurnia of the Lakes. And don't worry, my beloved trogs, I did remember to grab the tier this time. Ooh, look, a magical mystical portal. I wonder where this'll take us. It'll take us to a sick-ass shortcut, my beloved trogs. Peep this shit. You can jump off this bridge, land on this rock, and then just fuck off to wherever the fuck you want to go. And quite frankly, trogs, the main reason I did this shortcut was so I could go immediately grab the key. You know, while I was in the area, and definitely not the entire reason I'm here, I decided I was going to go see my main man, EG, because I love EG. But unfortunately for EG and I am one broke-ass bitch, so I could not afford a single upgrade stone. But you know what that means, my beloved troglodytes. It's time for us to go grind our balls. Woohoo! For more information, please Google Albernuric grinds his balls into a fine red paste. I'm gonna be fully honest with you, troglodytes. I grinded way more than I had to, because I thought the seal was also a somber weapon, so I actually grinded twice as much as I should have, because I'm an idiot and didn't check before, you know, spending like 20 minutes of my life grinding my own balls. But I did have enough shit to actually upgrade my little stabby knifey that I still can't pronounce. It's +4 now. And that is actually just enough tomfoolery. You get it because I'm Big Dumb Tom, so it's like tomfoolery, because you know that's my name. Anyway, let's go kill Morgott. Transition. This is the point of, like, this playthrough. I realized I fucking hated this weapon. It is abysmal dog shit. It does get better late game when you, like, leveled up and bullshit because it has pretty good scaling with strength, but right now, atrocious dog shit. But hey, would you look at that? It's finally time for us to go to Stormveil. There's the gate guy. You'll never guess what he does. He opens the fucking gate. Apparently, I actually died in Stormveil. God, I fell off. But of course, because I am a professional Elden Ring YouTuber, I do make it through in the end. Anyway, my beloved troglodytes, did you know that you can actually use this lift in Stormveil Castle, and this allows you to skip a pretty sizable segment of it? For this information, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Please, I'm on my hands and knees begging you. And I will be beating this game at level 1 if I reach 1,000 subscribers. But hey, would you look at that? My shameless plugging took so long, it's time for us to go fight Godrick. Transition? Godrick, more like God rip that boy, the way he's absolutely dead now. You know, you think after all the videos I'd made it'd actually be funny at this point, but did you hear that joke I just made? I should quite frankly be ashamed and quit. Anyway, my beloved troglodytes, I think it's time that we head back to the Liurnia of the Lakes because I have a devious plan brewing. But unfortunately, Miyazaki himself denied my entry into this little tunnel. Luckily, the mysterious veil did actually lift after a while, so I could actually enter into the tunnels where it was piss easy. Ignore the fact I died. The boss at the end was also really fucking easy and died basically immediately. He dropped the first smithing stone bell bearing, so I could actually go upgrade my little seal. Woohoo! So obviously that's what I did. I went and upgraded my seal. My beautiful and beloved troglodytes, I have spent the past like 5 hours troubleshooting fucking capcut because nothing had fucking worked. It was completely broken. I think I finally fixed it, but the turmoil in my fucking heart right now, the shit I had to go through to get to just this point, I'm leaving this in the video. Capcut, fuck you. And shout out to this troglodyte. I was this fucking close to giving up. You can't see it, my fingers are really close together in real life right now. And that message just gave me that little extra like fucking go ahead to go ahead, and I did go ahead, and ahead I got. Anyway, my beloved troglodytes, now we're back in the fucking game. The first thing I did was go to Fort Faroth, or whatever the fuck it's called. I really don't know, and I don't think I ever will. And you already know, my beloved troglodytes, that we grab the medallion that's here. And no, why possibly could I need the medallion half? Well, you'll have to wait and see, troglodyte, because we're going to the Bellum Highway that actually just gave away why we need the medallion, but don't question it. And you already know we went immediately to the church so I could get my little tier of America. Hey, look, it's a big-ass lift. You already knew we took that shit. Woohoo, troglodytes, we made it to Altus Plateau. Woohoo. You know you can just, like, run into Leyndell Royal Capital and just pick up a bunch of seeds, like, straight away. And there's, like, 4 whole seeds here. It's awesome to come here early game. There's also, like, these cool little hidden tunnels. Our tunnel, if I was, you know, speaking correctly, where you can just go in and get the second smithing stone bell bearing. Just straight away, there's literally nothing stopping you from going here right at the start of the game. No, with that bullshit out of the way, how about we do something infinitely more important and go talk to Rhea the Scout, my goat? She tells me to go kill the prawn guy, but we like the prawn guy even more than we like Rhea, because he gives us prawns. And you already know I love prawns. I talk about them every fucking video. They give you, like, damage negation. They're cool as hell. And they're pretty fucking cheap. Only 300 runes per. This man is a saint. Hey, look, it's the Scout again. We gave her a necklace back or whatever the fuck. And this is exactly why I like the prawn guy more, because Rhea the Scout didn't even pull up in Altus Plateau to take me to Volcano Manor. And because Rhea the Scout was a no-show, I had to take Torrent and go the long way. Luckily for me, there was a Tibia Merrinana there, or however you pronounce it. I really don't know, and I don't care enough to actually re-record that line. Unfortunately, though, she did kill me, and I did perish to her. But lucky for me, I can come back from the dead and killed her and got a juicy, juicy death fruit. And you already know we gave that death fruit to my main man Gurranq, and he gave us bestial vitality, which is absolute unfiltered dog shit. Every other, like, regeneration thing in this entire game is so much fucking better. I do use it for the majority of the playthrough, but I don't like it. I do proceed to then go back on my arduous journey to Volcano Manor. And obviously, in the end, I do actually make it to Volcano Manor, where I immediately lie to Tanif's face, because I want to get the key so I can open the doors, you know. Nothing ever interesting really happens in Volcano Manor. I did unfortunately perish, though. And then Miyazaki decided I don't deserve a floor, I don't deserve walls, and just nothing would load in. But there was this super important bridge, and I think it has some lore significance, saying it has a whole ass cutscene. Have you ever been so mired in despair that you think you've been transported to the gates of hell? Well, I have, my beloved troglodytes, and I call that fighting any of the fucking Godskins. I died 16 fucking times to this fat prick. And it wasn't fun, not a single fucking moment was I like, ooh, I'm so happy right now. No, it was fucking atrocious. I hate this fucking fat fuck. Fatty, no parents. Anyway, now I've completely lost my sanity because the Godskin fat boy, I decided I was going to do something more productive. Stare at these big old wrinkly fingers. And then I found Vace, because you know what time it is, you know the part of the video is, my beloved troglodytes. It's time for us to go do Vace's quest line. I tell him the fingers were a little peculiar looking, and he tells me to go kill Mr. Beast. The fall off of Big Don Tom needs to be studied because I failed to kill Mr. Beast. I actually died to him a whole 4 times, which after dying to the Godskin duo so many times really did just cement my insanity. But in the end, it was actually fine, because you know you don't actually have to kill Mr. Beast for Vace to be happy. You can just lie to him. Vace then did ask for the blood of a maiden, and who am I to deny a man his request? So I go through this mystical magical portal. I have a very, very tough fight against this grafted Scion fella, so I can get the blood of a maiden for Vace. And Vace was so happy with my work, he decided as a reward he was going to break my finger. He also gave me this weird little teleporter and told me not to use it until the time was right, but little does he know I have no concept of time, so I used it immediately. And hey, would you look at that, the teleporter teleported us to Mogwin's dynasty. And you already know, my beloved troglodytes, that we went straight to the bird spot. Because after dying to the Godskin fat boy so many times, I decided that I wasn't stabbing any albinerics, I was shooting that motherfucking bird with a bow. Anyways, after doing just a little bit of grinding, I decided that I was going to go to the Black Knife Catacombs. Because obviously there's probably another death route here, you know, it's fucking the Black Knife Assassin Catacombs. The fuck did you expect to be here? The Catacombs itself was piss easy, there was basically nothing in here. I ran straight through and just flicked a lever. And then there was the boss at the end, where I definitely didn't rage quit. You have absolutely no proof that I did that. I then decided that instead of wasting my time on that boss, I was going to go to the Weeping Peninsula, and my loyalist of troglodytes already know why we came here. It was to murder the tree, because I needed my 2 favorite tiers in the game, the Opaline Bubble tier and the Crimson Burst tier, because it is the best regeneration item in the entire game, in my opinion. And you already know, my beloved troglodytes, that we did get the 2 tiers that are in the Weeping Peninsula, because my sippy cup did need an upgrade. And I also did a little bit of a crab restock. In my immense intellect, I decided it would be a great idea to go fight the Godskin fat boy again. Unfortunately, though, I did die, but my beloved troglodytes, I did only die once. I did end up bringing it back and winning and absolutely decimating the Godskin fat boy. Look at him on the ground, so pitiful and dead. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that this is where the game gets really fucking easy. Because we can go get some stones, you know, we can go get the Somber Stone 5, you know, that's a pretty nice stone. You can also get Somber Stone 6, which is also a very nice stone. And even Somber Stone 7's in Volcano Manor. And after you're done with all that bullshit, you can go straight to Caelid, where you can get Somber Stones 8 and 9, and they're basically right next to each other. And then you can go to Mogwyn's Dynasty, where we've already been on this playthrough, so you can get Somber Stone 10, and boom, you've maxed out your weapon. And I'm sure you could have guessed that I then immediately went and just upgraded my weapon. I don't think I really need to state that aloud, but hi, you're still watching the video. Hi, how are you doing on this fine day? Please comment down below. I then went back to the Black Knight Catacombs, where I absolutely demolished the boss, which then allowed me to get the death fruit that's in a chest behind him. I then fed the death fruit to Gurranq, which made him aggressive, so obviously I beat the shit out of him, but holy shit, look how pitiful he looks when he's just on the ground begging for mercy. I genuinely felt remorse in the moment I saw this, because I was like, holy shit, I just did that to this man. And because I felt so bad for what I did to Gurranq, I decided that I was going to go get him some more death fruit. So I tracked down this boat lady, immediately demolished her, she was one weak-ass bitch. And then I fed the death fruit to Gurranq, and he gave me a pretty solid ranged option in like the Beast Claw. I also went and grabbed a memory stone so I could actually use it. Holy shit, I still haven't fought fucking Rennala. I'm how many hours into this playthrough? Like 5? Holy shit, I'm going so slow for, you know, the big Don Tom speeds. It's the Academy of Rhea Lucaria. The fuck do you expect to happen here? Absolutely nothing. Let's skip to the fucking fox fella. He's dead now. Look at him. He's dead on the ground. And quite frankly, Moongrum didn't do much better. He's also in the grave dead. Hey, that does now mean that there's absolutely nothing in the way of us going fighting Rennala. To transition. You may be looking at that fight and being like, oh, that weapon's really good now, it's upgraded, and I'm here to say, just wait till we get to the fucking Godskin duo. This shit is trash. Awful. Complete and utter, unfiltered dog shit. And because the Gurranq B-plot of this video, I had to go to, you know, the Saint Gelmir's hero grave. I don't fucking remember what it's called. I don't think there's a saint, and I think it is literally just the Gelmir's, whatever the fuck, hero grave. This place wasn't that bad, it was pretty easy. I did die twice, but, you know, I have a massive skill issue, you know, I'm pretty bad at Elden Ring, all things considered. I did get to the end though, and there was like a Red Wolf of Radagon ripoff, and he died almost immediately. But there was a death root in the chest behind him, so I think it was all worth it in the end. And of course, I then immediately fed that root to Gurranq, and he gave me the best bestial incantation in the entire fucking game. This shit is so good, it does so much stance damage, and it's really far range for some reason, and the damage output is pretty fucking good. If you were to incorporate this into an actual build and like specialize in it, which I unfortunately didn't do in this playthrough, you could probably get so much use out of this. I wanted a new talisman, because you know I just got the new talisman pouch because I killed Rennala. So I headed into this like little cave thing where literally nothing happens, so we're skipping directly to the boss, and believe it or not, the boss immediately died because I have a plus 10 weapon and I'm in the fucking Liurnia of the Lakes right now. It was the winged sword insignia for the troglodytes that actually care about that. It does more damage on successive attacks. And then I obviously went to just quickly grab my talisman pouch. I then headed back to Leyndell so I could go fight the tree sentinel, which I've sadly deemed a filler boss, so he is dead now on the ground bleeding out. Melly was actually really happy with my work for some reason. It was something about taking to the base of the Erd tree or whatever the fuck. I wasn't really listening. My mind was elsewhere. My mind was on Gurranq, my love. Does that make it self-love because this runs as Gurranq? And what's the first thing you do in Leyndell, my beloved troglodytes? You go cut down the tree that's here, because Miyazaki decided to bless us with like 50k runes. Apparently, literally nothing else happened in Leyndell, so I guess we're going straight for the Godfrey fight. Or the Godfrey, whatever the fucking nickname we all gave him was. Ghostfrey? Unfortunately, I had a brain aneurysm and died twice to fucking Godfrey. The fall off of Big Don Tom does need to be studied. Anyway, let's go kill him. Transition. gold free, more like gold free, because that fight was absolutely free and not difficult at all. We're not going to talk about the fact I died twice. I genuinely think I was having a brain aneurysm and could have died, but that's besides the point. Hey, we got a talisman poach, hey? I quickly ran back to Mogwyn's dynasty so I could go get the holy damage negation talisman, because it's literally just on the floor here. Anyway, back to Leyndell, where I no-diffed this Black Knife assassin. And hey, would you look at that, it's the first time an Elden Ring player's ever been in someone else's bedroom. Anyway, I think it's about time we go fight Morgott. Wait, I died? No, that didn't fucking happen. Look into this fight real quick. Anyway, let's go fight Morgott for the first time. Transition. The Rock of Gurranq as a backup, just to like hit from range when you can't actually get close enough, is so good. I love the rock. I love rocks. The tree told me that I couldn't enter, so I went and talked to Melly and she told me I had to go to the Mountaintops of the Giants. Let's speedrun this bullshit. Door, lift, talisman, lift, Facebook land, lift, Mountaintops of the Giants. And what's the first thing you do when you get to the Mountaintops of the Giants? You go get the smithing stone bell bearing. Of course, I then immediately grinded for a little bit of runes so I could immediately go upgrade my little seal, my little claw seal. No, what's the second thing you do in the Mountaintops of the Giants? If you said go kill Commander Neil, or Nile, whatever the fuck he's called, you would be correct, my beloved troglodytes. Anyway, my beloved troglodytes, peep this sick-ass shortcut. You can jump off of this cliff, land on this tree, and then just land on the castle and just skip basically the entire thing. Not even basically the entire thing, absolutely the entire thing. But before we actually go fight and kill this commander fella, I decided I wanted to get myself some bewitching branches. And as you probably could have guessed, because you know I had the bewitching branches and whatnot, this boss was absolutely piss easy. I first tried him, he's dead now, he's in the ground. We can stop talking about him and go grab our medallion heartless at the top of the castle. And because I am a completionist, I decided to go to the Nuric village to get the other half of the medallion. And I finally decided to put some clothes on. I think I look exactly like Gurranq. For the record, I'm the one on the right. I then finally hoisted my little secret medallion, which took me to the secret path to the Haligtree. And that's when my beast eye quivered and I realized that there was a death route around these parts, where apparently I did die twice in this catacombs, but I can't remember this catacombs at all, to be honest with you troglodytes. Apparently I won something, I presume I beat a boss at some point, but it mustn't have been a very good catacombs if I have completely forgotten everything that was here. And I'm also guessing there was a death route at the end. And you already know I immediately fed that death route to Gurranq. He gave me a weapon that I don't think I can use within, you know, the confines of this, like, run. I mean, technically it's a Gurranq weapon, he gave it me, but I didn't use it because it felt a little cheap. I then decided that I was going to go kill another boat lady because I wanted some more death route to feed to my main man Gurranq. He did give me another incantation, but it pales in comparison to the Rock of Gurranq, so I don't think I ever actually used it. Oh yeah, back to the last side quest that I was on, you know, before doing all this bullshit. Hey, look at this fog. Hey, look, there's infinitely less fog. Ooh, look at Queen's little town. I then entered the Evergole. You know, I've been calling these Evergoles this entire time. I'm pretty sure it's like Evergale or something, because it's not like spelled as goal, it's spelled like A-O-L. I don't know, I didn't make the game, I'm calling them Evergoles. But back to the more important tasks at hand, I did go around this town lighting all the little lights. This allowed me to access this magical mystical portal. I wonder where it could lead. It led to the Haligtree, and it's time for us to go through this whole rigmarole. Allegedly, I did die twice, but I see no proof of this and personally believe it to be a lie. And at this point, Trogs, you already know the drill. Nothing fucking ever happens in the Haligtree. I just kind of ran through it. I did murder a guy. You can hear me murdering him until I eventually got to the lift at the end. Anyway, it's time for us to go fight Loretta, where unfortunately I died 2 whole times. I also apparently somewhere on my journey found like the magic damage negation talisman. Apparently I got it when I was getting the death root, you know, the one with like the stray mimic tier. Apparently it's there. Anyway, with this newfound discovery, fighting Loretta actually became really fucking easy. I'm kind of just gonna skip over like this next bit because it is just a lot of fucking walking. Allegedly I died 3 times. I have no idea if that's true. I don't think it's true. I can't see it. But I did get to the end where I did get the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, which is the best damage negation talisman in the entire game. Hey, well that does mean we can finally go back to the mountaintops of the giants, where I decided I was going to do a little bit of caving. And by caving, I meant putting down the fake Godskin duo, which was really easy this time. I don't know why it was so easy. I'm just going in the game apparently. Give me my fucking title back, best Elden Ring player ever created. And I did all of that so I could get the Godskin Swaddling Cloth, which heals you on success for tags. And with a little build like this, you know, my little stabby knife, that really does help quite a lot. Anyway, let's get back to, you know, normal game progression. I carry on running through the mountaintops of the giants until I come across this little church, where I go in and I immediately pick up the Tear of Maliketh. And then, as you probably could have guessed, I carried on running through the mountaintops of the giants until I got to this, like, blood fella who died basically immediately. He's just dead now. Look at him, he's dead. So I could go into the church behind him and get the Tear of Maliketh. I also did a little bit of a crab restock. Yippee, it's fire giant time. And you know what's fucking bullshit, my beloved troglodytes? I died 3 times. This would have been fine if I died, you know, pretty early in the fight, but both fucking times I died were basically right at the fucking beginning. I have wasted so much of my life fighting this tall, hairy prick. And don't worry, my beloved troglodytes, I actually quite like you. You liked, subscribed, and left a comment, so my life is eternally yours. But anyway, I'm gonna save you some time, and I'm just gonna skip the entire fire giant fight, because I know you have better things to do with your time, because if you're subscribed to Big Don Tom, you're obviously an intellectual. Unfortunately, Melly had to sit through the entire fire giant boss fight, plus the failed attempts, so she did set herself on fire, which I believe is a completely rational response to having to sit through the fire giant fight. And for some reason, that transported us to Farmer Azula. Farmer Azula may be one of the worst locations in the entire game, so we're just skipping most of it. But peep this awesome, cool, and sick shortcut, my beloved troglodytes. In case you're insane enough to want to fight the Godskin duo even earlier, you can just jump off here and you can just get down. But unfortunately for us, I died 3 times to the Godskin duo. And in my notes, I have talk about this one next to my second death, so let's talk about it. What the fuck was this bullshit? Why did my man go supersonic and just fucking blast straight through me? After that devastating heartbreak, I decided I was gonna murder these motherfuckers. So yeah, this is the part where I say some quirky like transitions, like a funny image on screen or whatever. Transition. My goal in life is to become so famous I can meet Miyazaki in person, and I can beg him. I will get on my hands and knees in front of that man and beg him to remove the Godskin duo from this game and never reuse any of the Godskin duo little bits and pieces in any other future games. That is how I will fix this plan, and in turn that will be me basically saving the world. Anyway, the Godskin duo did drop the next smithing stone bell bearing, so I could actually upgrade my little seal a bit more. Look, it's upgraded now, woohoo. I then decided I was going to go do one with catacombs because, you know, I need more death root for Gurranq, and I ended up going to the wrong one. I did eventually go to the right one, but still, you think I'd know the map by now, saying I beat this shit once a week. But I actually kind of wish that this wasn't the correct place, because this place was absolute abysmal dog shit. I died 3 times in this motherfucker. It's the most confusing, like, repeating rooms bullshit I have ever personally experienced. And if that wasn't bad enough, it ended with one of them big old moldy tree fellas who I absolutely fucking despise. He was piss easy to defeat though, but that's just because I am the best Elden Ring player ever born, and there was also a death ray behind him. Which I then went and fed to Gurranq, and he gave me a smithing stone, like the best one, you know, like the maxed out smithing stone. He also, I think, decided to kill himself, I can't really tell. Which I then used to upgrade my weapon to max. You know, my little seal. Anyway, I made it back to Farmer and Zula where absolutely nothing happened. There was the tree sentinel. I did die to the tree sentinel, but then the tree sentinel died to me, so the universe is actually balanced. And then it was finally time for me to go fight Maliketh. Unfortunately, I did die one time to Mr. Maliketh. But after that one attempt, this happened. Transition. I'm gonna be so real with you, my beloved troglodytes. I felt so fucking cool in that fight. Being able to like make combos out of it and like use the long range bits for like an advantage is so fucking fire. I quite like the incantations more than I like the weapon, granted, but still. Hey look, Gurranq got the Rune of Death. Who would have guessed, huh? Who would have guessed that Gurranq had the Rune of Death? I sure hope no one steals it from him. Ooh. Ah, the Ashen capital. Fuck the Ashen capital. Purely because Sir Gideon Alfnir is here, and I fucking hate Sir Gideon Alfnir. I died to Sir Gideon Alfnir twice. I did win in the end, but it was fucking bullshit, stupid, and bad. Because this weapon is a dagger, the light attacks wouldn't make him stop casting a spell, so I had to heavy attack every single time, which gave him enough time to actually get some spells off. So 0 out of 10 weapon yet again. He's dead now, so I really have no right to complain. I then decided to go back to the round table hold so I could actually finish my fit, and quite frankly, I think I look drippy as fuck, my troglodytes. I think as far as Gurranq cosplays go, I think this might actually be one of the best ones. Anyway, let's get back to the more important matters at hand, and let's go fight Godfrey, my absolute favorite boss in the entire game. Something quirky transition. Godfrey, my absolute goat. It's a shame you're dead now, but fucking hell, I love that fight. It feels epic, it feels grand, you know. He should have been the final boss. I will fucking die on this hill. Miyazaki, I will die on this hill. And with Godfrey firmly in the ground, we can finally go tackle the final boss of Elden Ring. The fucking Elden Beast and Radagon, whatever the fuck his name is. Without any further ado, and without any dilly-daddling, let's get to it. Transition. made it far enough into this video now where I can actually acknowledge that it was all fucking Undertale music. Fucking my goat, Toby Fox. Every fucking song he made for that game is absolute peak. And he's in Toy Story 5 now, apparently, allegedly. I have not fact-checked that, but I've heard it, I've seen it, I've heard it. And I believe everything I see on the internet. Anyway, my beautiful and beloved troglodytes, it took me almost 9 hours to beat this bitch. I fell off, it needs to be studied. And for, like, you know, the couple of troglodytes who really care, this is the equipment I used in this video. This is, like, my talismans and all that bullshit, you know? And this is what my stats look like by the end of the game. If you're, you know, one of them fellas like Kerr, well, here it is on screen right now, just for you. But hey, would you look at that, my beloved troglodytes. The video's over, and I beat the clock. My upload streak from, like, what, Halloween last year still is unbroken. I will be uploading weekly till the day I drop dead. Mark my words, Trog. But anyway, thanks for all the supportive comments, like, especially on my posts. I love all of you. Platonically, don't get too excited. Anyway, watch the roads, don't die. Godspeed.